The political landscape in the Middle East has once again shifted dramatically with Donald Trump's bold statement, giving Hamas a strict deadline to accept a U.S. brokered peace plan for Gaza or face what he described as all hell. This declaration has reignited international debate, stirred concerns across regional capitals, and left analysts scrambling to interpret what Trump's ultimatum could mean for Gaza, Israel, and broader Middle East stability. Trump, who has long fashioned himself as a master negotiator, framed the proposal as the only path to lasting stability in Gaza. According to him, Hamas must disarm, accept terms of reconstruction under international supervision, and allow humanitarian corridors to open in exchange for an end to Israeli strikes and the beginning of a U.S.-led rebuilding initiative. But the sticking point, as always, lies in the details. Hamas has historically rejected conditions that demand disarmament, viewing them as surrender, while Israel insists no deal can go forward without such guarantees. The ultimatum was delivered with Trump's signature mix of directness and provocation. He warned that if Hamas refuses, the United States will stand firmly with Israel as it unleashes a devastating military campaign. His exact phrase, "all hell will break loose," has already dominated headlines and social media, and sparking questions about whether this is genuine policy or another rhetorical push meant to force negotiations. In Gaza, reactions were swift. Hamas officials dismissed the proposal as biased and warned that no external power can dictate terms to the Palestinian resistance. At the same time, ordinary Gazans, exhausted by years of blockade, violence, and economic collapse, are caught between two grim options: accept a deal that could undermine Hamas authority or face the prospect of another devastating war. Many humanitarian groups fear that the latter is more likely, especially given Israel's current security posture. Internationally, the reaction has been mixed. Some Arab nations cautiously welcome the idea of a ceasefire and reconstruction plan, but they remain wary of Trump's approach. Egypt and Qatar, both traditional mediators in Gaza conflicts, are concerned about being sidelined by Washington's unilateral push. Meanwhile, European nations stress that any sustainable peace must involve broader political recognition of Palestinian statehood, something Trump has not emphasized in his proposal. In Israel, Trump's statement was met with both approval and skepticism. And government officials appreciate the strong backing and the tough stance on Hamas, but quietly wonder whether such ultimatums will escalate tensions rather than resolve them. Israeli military planners are already preparing scenarios in case Hamas calls Trump's bluff, leading to an even more intense round of fighting. Analysts argue that Trump's move may also be tied to broader geopolitical ambitions. By taking center stage in the Gaza crisis, he seeks to reassert American influence in the Middle East at a time when rivals like China and Russia are stepping up their own mediation efforts. Trump has long criticized U.S. administrations for weakness in foreign policy, and by issuing a deadline, he positions himself as decisive and uncompromising. The looming question is whether Hamas will respond within the timeframe Trump has set. Historically, ultimatums in Middle Eastern politics have rarely succeeded. Hamas thrives on defiance, and backing down could erode its credibility among Palestinians and its allies in Iran and Hezbollah. On the other hand, rejecting the plan outright could trigger overwhelming military retaliation, plunging Gaza into yet another catastrophic conflict. Humanitarian organizations are sounding the alarm, warning that another large-scale war in Gaza would be catastrophic. The enclave is already struggling with destroyed infrastructure, shortages of medicine, electricity blackouts, and a population that has endured multiple wars in the past decade. Aid agencies argue that any peace plan must prioritize civilians first, not political point scoring. Trump's deadline adds enormous pressure, but it also risks oversimplifying a deeply entrenched conflict. Peace between Israelis and Palestinians has eluded countless leaders for decades. Many experts caution that without addressing root causes, borders, sovereignty, Jerusalem status, and refugees, no quick fix or ultimatum can bring lasting peace. Still, The sheer force of Trump's statement ensures that the coming weeks will be critical. As the clock ticks, Gaza watches and waits. Will Hamas gamble on defiance and risk the promised wrath? Or will it surprise the world by agreeing to Trump's conditions? The answer will not only shape the future of Gaza, but could redefine America's role in Middle Eastern geopolitics. For now, the region stands on edge, bracing for either an unexpected breakthrough or yet another descent into violence.